The morning I found the eye on the back of my hand, the world as I knew it shattered into a surreal nightmare. As a college student living alone in a small, nondescript apartment, my life was mundane, punctuated only by the occasional late-night study session or weekend get-together. That morning, however, I woke up to something that defied explanation, reason, and reality. I remember staring at my hand, blinking in disbelief. There, nestled right in the center of my skin, was an eye. It was a human eye, complete in every detail, from the clear, glossy cornea to the deep blue iris. It blinked, and a shiver ran down my spine. I rubbed my eyes, thinking I was trapped in some bizarre dream, but when my vision cleared, the eye was still there, looking back at me. At first, I thought it was a hallucination. The stress of college, perhaps, finally getting to me. I splashed cold water on my face, but each time I looked at my hand, the eye wept a single tear, as if mourning its own impossible existence. I wrapped my hand in a bandage, telling myself it was a temporary solution. I would wake up, and it would be gone. But it wasn't a dream. The eye was real, and it refused to be ignored. As the days passed, the eye became a constant, unnerving presence in my life. I tried to keep it covered with bandages, but it seemed to possess a consciousness of its own. It blinked and wept beneath the cloth, making it impossible for me to ignore its existence. People started to notice my bandaged hand, and I brushed off their concerns with lies about a minor injury. I could tell they didn't believe me, but no one pressed the issue. The reality of my situation sunk in when I visited the doctor. His expression, a mix of confusion and disbelief when I unwrapped the bandage, is etched in my memory. He examined my hand, turning it this way and that, muttering to himself. He had no explanation, no diagnosis. He referred me to a specialist, but I knew deep down that I wouldn't find answers there. I began to notice something else about the eye. It reacted to people and situations around me. When certain individuals approached, it would blink rapidly, as if agitated or scared. During my lectures, it seemed to weep more, especially when certain topics were discussed. It was like it had its own sense of awareness, responding to stimuli that I couldn't perceive. I became a recluse, avoiding my friends and any social situation that might expose my secret. The few times I ventured outside, I felt the weight of stares and whispers. I knew they were talking about me, the weird guy with the bandaged hand. I couldn't blame them. If I were in their shoes, I'd be curious too. The eye didn't just disrupt my social life, it invaded my dreams. Visions flashed before me when I closed my eyes, unsettling images that made no sense. A burning house, a crying child, a shadowy figure lurking in the background. I couldn't tell if they were memories, warnings, or something else entirely. I was losing my grip on reality, and in my desperation, I turned to the only place I thought might have answers. The occult and esoteric knowledge. I scoured the internet, diving into forums and websites that discussed cursed objects, paranormal entities, and ancient legends. It was a world I never believed in, but now, I was a living part of it. My life spiraled into a vortex of obscurity and fear as I delved deeper into the unknown. The eye, my constant and unwelcome companion, seemed to be the key to a door I wasn't sure I wanted to open. Yet, I was drawn to it, compelled by a need to understand why this was happening to me. The visions grew more intense, more personal. I saw glimpses of places I'd never been, faces I'd never seen. These weren't just random images, they felt like pieces of a larger, more ominous puzzle. The eye wept for each vision, as if mourning the scenes it forced me to witness. I started to realize that these weren't just visions, they were revelations. The eye was showing me the darker sides of the world, the hidden truths that lay beneath the surface of everyday life. I saw betrayals, hidden fears, unspeakable acts all through the silent weeping of the eye on my hand. My research led me to an ancient legend about a cursed eye. It was said to be a gift and a curse, a window to hidden truths, but at a terrible personal cost. The bearer would be burdened with knowledge no human was meant to possess. I couldn't help but wonder if this legend was the story of my own cursed existence. As I grappled with these revelations, a particular vision began to haunt me. It was a scene from my childhood, a memory I had long suppressed. The eye forced me to confront it, replaying the moment over and over. It was a traumatic event, one that I had locked away in the deepest recesses of my mind. I saw myself as a child, hiding in a closet, my eyes wide with fear. There was shouting, the sound of breaking glass, and a sense of overwhelming terror. It was a memory of a night when my life changed forever, a night I had tried so hard to forget. The realization hit me like a physical blow. The eye wasn't just showing me random horrors, it was revealing the truths of my own life, forcing me to confront my deepest fears and darkest memories. The burden of the eye became unbearable. Its constant weeping was a reminder of the pain and secrets it unveiled. Each vision, each revelation, stripped away layers of my reality, leaving me exposed and vulnerable. The moment of truth arrived when the eye showed me a vision that was a reflection of my own darkest night. The vision began like a whisper, a faint echo from the past, but it grew louder, more insistent. I saw myself, a child again, crouched in the closet. The shouting was clearer now, it was my parents' voices, filled with anger and fear. The scene played out like a horror movie, but it was all too real. The night my father had left, the night our family fell apart. The eye forced me to relive the emotions of that night, the fear, the confusion, the sense of abandonment. It was as if the eye wanted me to understand the root of my own pain, to face the trauma that had shaped my life. I realized then that the eye wasn't just a curse, it was a mirror reflecting my own soul. It showed me the ugliness of the world, but also the ugliness within myself. The fears, the insecurities, the pain I had buried so deep. The climax of my ordeal came one stormy night. The eye wept incessantly, and the visions came in a torrent. In a moment of clarity amidst the chaos, I understood what the eye demanded of me. It wasn't just showing me these horrors, it was asking me to confront them, to accept them as part of my story. I sat alone in my apartment, the rain lashing against the windows, and let the visions wash over me. I saw the pain and the hurt I had caused others, the opportunities I had missed, the life I had wasted running from my past. The eye, with its unblinking gaze, was my judge and jury, forcing me to reckon with the person I had become. In the aftermath of that stormy revelation, a profound change began to take shape within me. The eye, once a source of unspeakable dread, became a bizarre kind of companion in my journey towards acceptance. Its constant weeping, once a symbol of sorrow, now seemed like a cathartic release of my own pent-up emotions. As I came to terms with my past and the unsettling truths the eye had revealed, I found a strange sense of solace. My life had been irrevocably altered, but there was a peculiar comfort in accepting the twisted reality I now inhabited. The eye had shattered my illusions, and in doing so, it had set me free in a way I had never anticipated. I withdrew from the world, my interactions limited to the most necessary. My friends, unable to understand the change in me, gradually drifted away. But in my solitude, I found clarity. The eye was more than a curse, it was a window into the depths of human experience, both beautiful and horrifying. The visions continued, but their power over me diminished. They became a part of my existence, a reminder of the complexities of life and the hidden layers beneath the surface of what we see. The eye's weeping became a silent language, communicating truths that words could never express. I learned to live with the eye, to understand its weeping as an expression of shared sorrow for the world's hidden pains. My own tears mingled with those of the eye, a union of understanding and acceptance. The eye had become my life, forever altered by the presence of the eye, had taken on a new purpose. I began to see the world through a different lens, one that revealed the unseen and unspoken truths around me. The eye, once a source of horror, had become a guiding force, leading me down a path of empathy and understanding. I started to use the insights the eye provided to help those around me. It showed me the hidden struggles of people I encountered, the silent battles they fought. With a newfound sense of purpose, I reached out in small, subtle ways, offering a kind word here, a helping hand there. The eye guided me, its weeping a signal of the pain it sensed in others. My existence became a solitary one, but it was not lonely. I had embraced the eye and its gift. It was a part of me now, a reminder that even in the darkest corners of life, there is a chance for understanding and compassion. The story of the eye on my hand became my own story, a tale of transformation and acceptance. I learned to live with the mystery of its origin, accepting that some things are beyond understanding. The eye had opened a door to a world I never knew existed, a world where pain and beauty coexisted in the shadows. In the end, I found a measure of peace. The eye's weeping had become a part of my daily rhythm, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is a shared humanity that binds us all. I walk through life with the eye as my silent companion, a witness to the hidden depths of the human experience. And so, my story continues, each day a new page in the unwritten book of my life with the eye. It remains with me, a constant reminder that in the midst of the unknown, there is always something to be seen, something to be understood, something to be felt.